It's raining pretty heavily right now with some thunder and lightning, but that could not be any more perfect for a video about Ravenclaws. The House of Rowena Ravenclaw were a bit overlooked, poorly but not underrepresented, and frankly, that's perfectly fine by me. In fact, thank you. It kinda makes sense. Hello y'all, I am the Geek Apprentice, whoa, that was thunder. Let's try that again. Hello y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice. I'm a crazy, curly-haired lass who enjoys making videos talking about some of my favorite fandoms and geeky passions such as, but not limited to, Zelda, Disney, and, like today, Harry Potter. If you enjoy videos about geeky topics too, then consider subscribing so you can see all of my content very easily, and check out my Instagram and Twitch by the same name. Each Hogwarts house has its stereotypes, its reasons that it's loved, and its reasons that it's kind of not loved, which kind of goes against the entire theme and message of the Harry Potter series, which is to love everyone and that love conquers all. Weird. I mean, Gryffindor used to be the most coveted house, with it being, you know, the house of our three main characters, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, but now it's the house that everyone's like, it's too popular and they're just a bunch of reckless teens. Slytherin used to be entirely hated, but it is now loved by many, especially those who over-romanticize Severus Snape. Hufflepuff used to be the weakling household, but is now held in higher regard due to, you know, its really awesome traits like justice, kindness, and loyalty, and the fact that they have the freaking Tri-Wizard Champion Cedric Diggory. And lastly, there's us Ravenclaws, once viewed, when we were even acknowledged, as know-it-all jerks, but now due to... who's in our house again? Luna! Because of her, now we're kind of seen as the weirdos, which makes sense. We're not exactly smart or brainiacs, we just value knowledge and wit a lot. Obviously, we know that the Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw houses were kind of overlooked and overshadowed for the longest time due to the fact that the main characters of the Harry Potter series were not from those houses. They were typically Slytherin and Gryffindor. But over the past several years, that has begun to change thanks to Pottermore.com and the amazing Newt Scamander in the Fantastic Beasts series. Well, I guess it helped Hufflepuff a lot, but not really Ravenclaw. But you know what? That makes perfect sense for several reasons. And we're really okay with it. In fact, it's a good thing when you understand how most Ravenclaws are. Let me just say this now. No, I don't think we're underrated. If anything, Hufflepuffs are still severely underrated. Even with amazing characters like Cedric and Newt, they're still kind of treated like the leftover lunch from yesterday that no one wants. And it's really sad considering the fact that they have some of the best values regarding the overall improvement of mankind in the quest for harmony, loyalty, kindness, and justice. I promise I'm still Ravenclaw. I value wit and knowledge just a tad more in a certain sense, but anyway. So although Ravenclaws are not underrated, we are kind of overlooked, and as I keep saying, that's a good thing. And here's why. First of all, we've got some interesting representation. We definitely have it, it's just very interesting. We've got the amazing Ollivander, the Wand Maker, which is really cool and makes perfect sense that a Wand Maker would be a Ravenclaw. We have Professor Flitwick. Great in the movies, great in the books, great all around. In addition, we've also got Professor Quirrell, Professor Lockhart, Professor Trelawney, Moaning Myrtle, Cho Chang, Padma Patel, which no one knows about Padma Patel because in the movies they portrayed her as a Gryffindor, even though, unlike her twin sister, she was Ravenclaw. On Pottermore, we know that Cornelius Fudge's predecessor was a Ravenclaw named Bagnold, and there's also Wildsmith, the Ravenclaw who invented Floo powder. And yes, of course, we have the amazing, adorable Luna Lovegood and her father. But even she is only liked in as much as the person perceiving her is okay with her oddball personality. Be honest, out of the previously listed characters, how many of them have you actually heard of? And on top of that, of the ones you have heard of, how many of them did you know were Ravenclaws? Yeah. So like I said, we've got ample representation, it's just no one really knows about them, either because they're just not main people or because we don't want you to know about them. And due to the last reason, we're kind of overlooked, and this goes for Hufflepuffs too, in the merchandise department, which is arguably the one area that does kind of frustrate me, especially because what merchandise we do get, it's kind of iffy on the colors. In the movie, Ravenclaw colors are blue and silver, but in the book, they're blue and bronze. So I never know which one I should do, movie or books. Mix of both, I don't know. And probably the biggest reason we go unnoticed, and this kind of goes for Hufflepuffs too, is because that's just the nature of our house, and we like that. I mean, think about it. It's way more enjoyable and thrilling for most to read about a Gryffindor, you know, someone who's out to prove a point and be a little bit reckless and is super brave and just jumping right on into things. Especially if you have one that's having several spats with a pompous, power-hungry Slytherin. Not many are immediately excited by reading about a calm, kind, almost shy character, well, until Fantastic Beasts made it look really cool, and it is really cool. Newt Scamander's great. Worse, who would honestly enjoy reading about a Ravenclaw? It would be like Inception, because you'd be reading and learning about a character who likes reading and learning. That's what they would be doing. It's not exactly thrilling. So that's the thing, isn't it? Ravenclaws, I think, more than any of the houses, go so far unnoticed because we don't even want to be seen. And it's not humbleness like a Hufflepuff. Hufflepuffs are just humble and kind. We just genuinely want you to not bother us. It's quite literally, shut up, I'm reading, get out, leave me alone. Yes, that sounds like a stereotype on steroids, but it has a strong grain of truth. It makes sense. Ravenclaws are the least likely to go out searching for power, maybe like a Slytherin. The least likely to go do something crazy and reckless on the scale of a Gryffindor. And we're not always the type to reluctantly enter a fight because someone or something is being attacked, like a Hufflepuff. I'm just saying, as someone who knows many Hufflepuffs, don't mess with their friends and loved ones. Don't do it. Hufflepuffs are kind and calm until you mess with someone they care about. 'Cause justice, that's one of their traits. When it comes to fights and engaging in battles, Ravenclaws are more likely to stand on the sidelines and kind of strategize and decipher what would be the best course of action with the least casualties, the least issues, and then we'll jump in once we're prepared. Every house has their style in situations like that, and each of them is useful in their own right, but that's just how Ravenclaws are. And no, it's not all Ravenclaws. We know Luna was a little bit quicker to jumping in the battles, and part of that was because of, you know, caring for her friends, but also that she was a little bit of an oddball. But even then, she didn't jump in quite as quickly as the others did. Not because she was afraid, not because she was weak, not because she didn't have a reason, but because she wanted to go about it logically, even if she seemed a little weird. Still, nonetheless, given the nature and style of our house, it just all makes perfect sense. So yes, Ravenclaws are kind of unnoticed and overlooked in terms of stories, merchandise, and representation, but we're okay with that and kind of prefer it that way. It fits the nature of our house. It's not something to be upset or be pitied about. I mean, us Ravenclaws are prone to just sitting somewhere alone with it dark and raining, much like right now, obsessing over some fandom, reading a story, learning about something, and will most likely tell you, shut up, I'm reading, leave me alone, you're disrupting me. Sort of similar to how Hufflepuffs get forgotten because of their humbleness, Ravenclaws are the most reserved and frankly don't want to be disturbed, partly because some of us are disturbed. Or at least that's how people perceive us, like Luna. We're just weirdos, honestly. We're just so weird. So it's better that we keep to ourselves. I know there are many people in other houses out there that have said to me, oh, I feel so bad, Ravenclaws are so overlooked. Don't feel bad. We want it that way, and we're grateful for the time alone. Keep it that way, we like it that way, leave us alone, shut up, I'm reading. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below what your house is and why you love it. Also, happy Independence Day to my beautiful home of the USA. I was going to do a video about Captain America since, you know, 4th of July, Independence Day, he's Captain of America, makes sense, but I didn't really get the script to turn out the way I wanted it to, so whatever. Again, if you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to subscribe and also follow me on Instagram for fun pictures and on Twitch for fun streams. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching. And of course, thank you so much to my patrons like Justin, Greg, and Andrew. Y'all's support is very much appreciated. And if anyone else would like to get in on the special stuff that I offer my patrons, just go to patreon.com/thegeekapprentice. The link is in the description below.